I'm getting there. Mindfulness, yes. Mindfulness has been my blessing over the last few decades, actually. But I never lose track of my self-sabotage, those little judge helpers. They're never too far away. And that's the important thing to understand. You know, we start out judging ourselves. Everybody, we judge ourselves. We see what's there, and then we start to compare ourselves and do I need another certificate? Do I know enough? Am I smart enough? And it just pick away at us. That's the judge. And then with all those helpers, and that's what I'm doing, is going through each helper at a time. And today it's the restless saboteur. Now, what does it mean for restless? And I'm going to be referring to the notes that I wrote there to you once in a while, because that's one of my hypers as well. I'm not hyper restless, but I do believe I was. And so now I remember when I was restless. And still today, in so many ways, I love to learn. So I'm always chasing another course and learning more and getting into more depth. And that gets me excited about helping you to dig deep inside. But that's a little piece of that old restlessness that was in me. Probably why I gallivant all over the world as well. So mindfulness has been a lifesaver, but being able to recognize and name and know when these different saboteurs are coming in and learning how to self-command them has been critical. That's what my work is about, because through all of that, that's where our communication comes from. Yes, it's about speaking up. Absolutely. It's about showing up in life and living life full out. Absolutely. And standing up for yourself and for others and for what you believe in. But it all takes that communication, that speaking skill. And so it gets all tied together. It cannot be separated. Because who's going to listen to you if you are not authentic and real? Who is going to care what you have to say if you can't be trusted to be saying what you mean and meaning what you say, following through? So this restless saboteur, what's that all about? Well, as in the definition there, the restless one is constantly in search of greater excitement in the next activity, or is lost in constant busyness. Take either one of those. Take either one of those. If you're in constant busyness, but it's not giving you a focus and moving you forward with productivity and purpose, then it's really knocking you down. So I wasn't lost so much in constant busyness. I know people very close to me who are. And it's a great way to mean I can avoid things. I don't have to fail because I won't even have to go and do them. You know, it's tricky. It's tricky. For me, it's the excitement of the next activity. And when I get excited about the next activity, that means I don't quite have to finish off what I'm on, which is still the same kind of avoiding the doing and the focus. Why? Because if I'm feeling not worthy and not enough, then I have a fear of failure. So with the fear of failure comes, I don't want to really try it because I'm going to fail. Then I'm going to look really stupid. You know, the voices go round and round and round, and we can throw names on them because we live with some of those very closely. And those are the ones we would name. But I look at my restlessness, and for me, the shifting around is not that it drives me to distraction. It now drives me into the excitement of the work that I do and gets me excited. So yes, I still am learning, but I'm not chasing a certificate. You see the difference? You see the difference? I might get a certificate, but I'm not doing it for the certificate. There's a big difference in how you're being driven and how you're serving your own inspiration and your own joy, lifting yourself up versus driving yourself into the ground. And so it means that if you're restless, if you're If you're restless in that negative way with that restless saboteur driving you, you're seldom going to be at peace, and you're not going to be content with the activity you're in. Therein lies the challenge. I don't care if you're a professional and successful executive, who you are. Buried deep down inside, if you haven't looked after it in those quiet moments, you get that niggling feeling. And sometimes you might want to just think about a next big project coming up and just throw up. That's what I'm talking about. That's a big part of me. And here I am explaining that in so many ways I was chasing and chasing and chasing so I would be worthy of other people's expectations. So drive myself with what I think that they think that I am supposed to be. That's an impossible one. Drive, 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 but keep chasing it, thinking I might know what it is I'm supposed to be doing, instead of just being in my joy and doing the things that bring me joy. So check in with yourself. When are you suffering? Not when, not if, but when. When are you suffering from self-sabotage? Now, it might not be the restless one. It might be the avoider. Who knows? You can go back through some of these because I've put that in the title for each one. And why are you doing it to yourself? What was I looking for? Well, I was looking for approval, being enough, being big enough, being strong enough, being correct enough, being perfect enough to be accepted, to be enough. I'm going to sneeze. That's really... Excuse me. And even that stays in the video. I'm not going back and clip it out. But when we look at why we're doing it to ourselves, we're driving and pushing instead of lifting ourselves up. And that's how you're going to uncover it. We really look to see if the restless character is driving our bus, or if we are driving our own bus, aware that they're over there navigating. And sometimes it's important to have them navigating, but then that's when we are in control of them, our self-command. That's what we're talking about when we recognize when somebody else is driving our bus. And we say, no, just a minute. You get over here in the passenger seat, hold a map, and I'll check with you. But I'm driving the bus. And that's really what we're after, to make sure that we can focus on that self-command, moving our mind back to, no, this is me. You just assist over there, because there is good in there. They came for a reason, but we just want to use them, use that as a tool, not as a way of driving ourselves crazy and be driven. I came up with this wonderful little quote. I'd say we live in a very complex world of simplicity. I'm going to leave it on there. We live in a complex world of simplicity. Think about it. Consider it. We really do live in a complex world of simplicity. And it's to be able to take away that complexity, move into the simplicity, and find those tools that are simple and quick and positive and productive to keep ourselves in self-command. And then we can achieve so much more. It's Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk, inviting you, please check in with me. You can get in charge. You can drive your own bus. You can name these saboteurs, and move them into being friends and tools, not who's driving you crazy. Coach Sandra, Compassionate Queen of Straight Talk. You can do it, and you know it. I can help.